Happy 2026, my lovely writing friends. How are you all doing today? I imagine for some of you, you may be feeling a little hungover or perhaps a little worse for wear. However, today is the first day of a brand new year and I'm back. I said I would be, and I am. So I just thought I'd pop on quickly, hopefully to wish you the best for 2026. 2025 wasn't exactly kind to most of us, so we're going to hope that 2026 is better. Although, what I have tended to be saying to people is actually, I simply hope that 2026 is kind. I think that's about all we can hope for. So, what is going to happen on this channel going forward? Well, if you had followed my community posts that I'd done, you'd seen that I'd actually done an awful lot of writing work in 2025. I think the final tally was something like there was definitely a new release title for every month of the year. I did some collab stories. I also did a couple of stories for anthologies, and I finished off the year by taking part in a multi-author collab for the Tinsel and Tentacles 3.0. That book went live as of yesterday as I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this still in 2025, but that's purely and simply because I never like to rush things. I like to do things in advance. So my plan is hopefully to get 3 videos done today so I can get back on track of having things batch done and already scheduled. But so anyway, it was a really busy writing year for me. And I have to admit, I don't think 2026 is going to be the same. For one thing, maintaining that momentum all the time makes it really difficult to really get in depth with your characters. There were a couple of books that I wrote this year that I would have actually liked to have been a lot more in-depth, a lot longer stories, but because I was working on a time crunch and I really needed to get those books out, my income depends on it. So I did have to do that. But I think this year I'm going to try and lean more towards working smarter rather than harder. Now, as many of you may know, if you are already a self-published author and you're already used to the whole put a book out and how it spikes in sales and then it drops off over the next 2 months, then you can probably understand better why it is that I have been putting out a book a month pretty much now for about 12 years. But I think with 2026, I'd like to prove that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. So the sorts of things I'm looking at as I'm going into 2026, now I've still got books to write. I have got, I promised my readers that I would finish my Assassin's Alley series this year in 2026. So that means I have 2 books to write there. I still have 5, 6, I think about 5 or 6 books in my Hellhound Collar series left to write. My God series is always popular, and I do have another God that I would like to write about there, even though I did have a new release for that in December 2025 when I wrote Apollo's story. And I've also got books. I've already got inspiration pictures up on the notice board just out of your sight for a new Arranged Marriage series book as well. So I do still have a lot to write in 2026, but I'm thinking that I'm also going to be looking at a lot more, looking into getting my works translated, for example, or more of them. I do have books at the moment translated into French and German. I actually received another German translation in my inbox this morning, which is really exciting because my lovely translator, German translator, has had a few issues And so it's been a while between translations. So I know my German readers are going to be very pleased with that one when that goes out. I also have a new German translator, a second one, who will be starting work for me pretty much next week at the beginning of January. And he's going to do a totally different series. I do prefer it when it comes to translating to have one person do the whole series so that their style and the way they interpret my style of writing stays consistent throughout. So I have got that to work on. I am still hopeful. I was promised a French book by the end of the year as well. And as at time of recording, I've still got a day and a half to go. That's still possible. And I've also got 3 books that I have been keeping aside in Italian, which is another series again, some of my shorter works. But I wanted to wait until I had the series finished before I put them out. Now, as the translator for those has got the last book now, I will start putting them out probably once every 2 months. So that will, all of those things combined, help to bring in extra income. And it is an effective way of reusing your existing work without having to work harder for it. Now, obviously, there are costs involved. Translators are not cheap, the same as narrators. However, having that human touch and having that done by humans is still very important to me. So we'll pay the price and get it done. I think so long as you look at how I look at it is I look at the costs that it costs for me to get the translations done. If I can earn out that cost in 3 months, then in 3 months worth of book sales, then everything else is profit. So it makes it worth it. And it is something, if you can get on well with a new translator and you can have them work for you consistently, then you can have a really good chance of expanding your audience for your books that way. So that is what I'm doing in that respect. I am not sure what I'm doing with translations at the moment because audiobooks, Audible and everything else, the money side of that has I am one of those authors who have been affected, and my income from my audiobooks has completely tanked. However, I have noticed a lot of authors now are selling their audiobooks privately. And I've got a bit of an idea on how that works and how it can be done. So that's something else I'm going to be looking into this year. I think basically the thing is that I also, things change. We all know that. And whether it's got to, while the whole book writing process still stays the same, although maybe some of you want to tweak your systems, maybe some of you want to become more efficient at it, maybe some of you want to become more consistent at it. Those things you can tweak yourselves. But once you get to the publication side of things, that system pretty much stays the same. So then it is a case of looking at your marketing and also how you can get the most out of your work. So I don't know if any of you are interested in videos on that this year, but definitely let me know in the comments because I am more than happy to document my progress as I work this out as well. I've always said that writing for me, being a self-published author, is a journey. It's a learning journey. Even after 12 years, I am still learning. I learn new things every day. The marketing side of things has definitely changed, and that is something else that I will be adapting and updating this year on this channel, talking about different things that I am trying in marketing to see if they make a difference as more and more people move to video content, to reels, to TikToks and all of that. I've always sort of like backed away from it. I've not been interested. But the thing is that you need to go where your readers are. And so that's a key point for the marketing that we will be looking at this year as we go forward. But apart from that, it's back to normal. I dearly love answering your comments and your questions. You've all over this past, what has it been now, 9-10 months that I've been back in 2025. Some of my best videos have come from listening to you, from reading your comments and trying to help you specifically. I will admit that when I had to take a few weeks off, as I have done in December, I did look at my view figures and I thought, you know, these videos are only getting between about 24 and 35 views per video for my long form content. But to those 24 to 35 people, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I truly, truly appreciate you. And I had thought, is it even worth continuing? And then I remembered why I did this in the first place, why I decided to come back and reboot my channel. It's because if my videos can help one person, maybe it's you, someone new who's watching, or somebody who has been watching me for a while. But if I can help you believe in yourself, if I can show you this really simple methods of how easy it is to write a book, to publish a book, and to market a book, and to do it in ways that are free and as accessible to people as accessible to people as possible. If one person finishes their book by the end of 2026 and puts it out for self-publishing and has attributed my videos as a help to that, then it is worth the effort that I put into these. Face it, I'm basically a talking head with a rather weird smile who has a sometimes rather stormy background behind me. Honestly, it is like a tropical storm system here at the moment, which is really not pleasant here in New Zealand. But still, I have this was my notebook from last year, from 2026. All my little bits and pieces, it's completely full. What does that one say? I don't procrastinate. I delegate tasks to my future self. This year, this is a brand new one. My brand new book, my brand new notebook for all my book ideas, my video ideas, and every other thing that I can think of that I need to remember, because having it in a notebook is easier for me than a whole mass of Post-it notes all over my desk. This one says she believed she could, so she did. What better way to go into 2026 but with that idea? So wherever you are in your writing journey, whether you've just started or whether you're somebody like me who's been in the business for a while, I do hope you will join me every Mondays and Thursdays, which is when I put out my long form content. And if there's something you'd really like for me to make a video about because you hope that I can help your journey, then please don't be shy and drop it in the comments below. In the meantime, keep writing, my friends. I do believe in you, and we'll see what 2026 is going to be like for us all. Until then, bye.